Okay, board comments? Yeah. Razor? No?
I just wanted to say, I appreciate all the input that we've gotten from staff members, from families in the district. But I just want people to know that even if they feel very strongly about the way something is going, in particular when it comes to COVID, how we're handling that, that there is somebody on the other side of that issue that feels just as strongly. And we're trying to balance all of that input and do what we think is right. And I think we have been pretty objective in the way that we've worked through it. And one piece in particular that's been talked about this last week is the idea of caring for teachers. And that can get taken one way or another because not every teacher has the same opinion on these issues. So agreeing with one particular set of teachers may make another group of teachers feel like, well, then we don't care about their opinion. I care about everybody's opinion that's part of our district, and we're taking all those comments into account. But I just want to put that out there. I mean, every single staff member of our district is extremely valued, and you know, we can't make everybody happy with some of these decisions when it comes to COVID. I don't know about anybody else, but this is my first time working through a pandemic and making any serious decisions on how we're going to move through that. But you know, I appreciate all the feedback. Keep it coming. It all matters. It all counts. And we're doing the best that we can.
Yep, I agree with what Luke said. It is hard. We do weigh all of the decisions that we're making and strive to make the best decision possible for everyone involved. And I appreciate the feedback we get, positive or not positive. So feel free to keep those going. And then I would just like to take a minute to congratulate our athletic teams that won their sub-state and going to state. And I think the girls volleyball team, I think there was a cross-country kid that qualified for state. So congratulations to that. And we got through a season. So, right?
Yeah, Luke, I think you said it very well. I don't know that I could really add much to that. I agree with all of your comments. Just because the vote might not reflect a certain individual's preference doesn't mean that we don't listen. Our inboxes are filling up all the time from both sides, and we're spending, I think I can speak for everybody, we're spending a lot of hours every day going through this, and we're also dealing with it as parents with our kiddos in school or out of school. So we understand what you're going through. We really are trying our best, and I feel really good about this team. But sometimes we have really different individual opinions, but I think we're working very well together to try to take care of our students and our staff the best that we can with the information we have at the time. So thank you to this team. I appreciate working with you. Thank you to the staff that continues to work every day, and oftentimes, and I'm at fault for this too, saying the word teachers, but our maintenance staff, our transportation, our healthcare workers, everyone is working so incredibly hard, and we're doing a really great job. So I'm so proud of our staff. It's not an ideal situation, but I couldn't be happier with the people that we're working with.
Yeah, so grateful to be here, one. And so really cool what's going on with the STAND team and all that that's happening, and some of these movements that we see in our community. I think it's really healthy. They're performing at a high level. They've got great leadership, and we're teaching other people how to lead, which is always fun to me to see. We know some of us got messages. We all get desk messages in a different way, whether it be email, which a lot of us get the same emails. But some people message us on our Facebook page. Some people will text us, depending on our circle of influence and the different contacts that we have. And I just want to make it plain that, when we called school off today, and we got that text message, I thought it was amazing for a lot of reasons, but it's not, why don't we just go work remote? That's one person that's, I call savage, right? They just beat me up. Why can't we work more? Why can't they be? It's not that. If this teacher has to go to school to teach from certain locations, we have things set up a certain way, it's not that easy. and for comments, and I would put names out there, but their teachers aren't working 6 hours a day, right? They are working 24/7, 365, not sleeping like a lot of us, because we are worried of dropping the ball on different issues and making decisions that we know aren't gonna make everybody happy, and we're worried about those kids that are like some of us when we grew up, wondering how they're gonna get what they need, making, worried, are they getting what they need? And our teachers are doing the same thing, and I'm overwhelmed and almost emotional about the love that our kids get from our teachers. Some of the comments and some of the teachers that are saying, bring my kids to me, try to keep our kids with us. I mean, it's just overwhelming. It's amazing that those are our teachers. And so love and respect, guys, to all our staff out there doing all the things we're doing. And it's not an easy task. And so I just want to tip my hat to the teachers and our staff and everything that they're doing, from our janitors to our people feeding kids and logistics and everything that's going on behind the scenes. It's not a 6-hour day, it's a 24/7 lifestyle that they've chosen to take on. And I just commend them for all that they're doing.
Jennifer, do you have anything?
No comment.
Okay. Yes, and I just wanted to echo what everybody has said here. It's been a tough year, a lot of trying things to get through, but we're making it. And I appreciate the comments and the emails and texts, whatever. I read all those. I don't always acknowledge them because literally we get a lot, and so it's pretty hard to say much. But I do. I read them all, and I value everybody's opinion and their thoughts. It's just been a tough year for everybody. I did want to bring up a couple of things. Jen and Angela would probably remember this. There was, I thought that the school board had directed that a plaque be established at Santa Fe, at Lily Hall. You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I would just like to, and I've talked to Fred a little bit about this, with the history of Lily Hall, that there be a plaque developed. The school board, I think, voted unanimously to do that. And I know a lot has happened between now and then, but I don't want that ball to get dropped. And so if staff could start working on that with the appropriate youth groups and get that taken care of. Is that?
Do you guys have some direction on how you want some people from the board involved in that, or how do you want that to proceed? Was there any?
There wasn't anything beyond that.
Could you maybe carve out some time to have a discussion on the path forward?
Yeah, that's
So we're not
fine.
trying to do it in more comments?
Right, that's fine. Well, the part of the problem was I didn't know where to go with it because it had been directed and just it never happened. So we can do that, throw it back on the agenda.
Agenda for next month?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. The other thing that I'd like to see, and this was some other conversations that I had outside the boardroom with a couple other board members last year, and that was, I really think it would be a really neat thing. We named several of our facilities in the district after people that have had a lot of different influences on kids, but the Thaw family. I learned here just a couple of weeks ago that Joanne Thaw has coached gymnastics in the district for 47 years. That's almost as old as Fred is. Almost. So anyway, and then Jack was a longtime wrestling coach. Fred Wilson is a head coach and assistant. Their two sons both were state champion wrestlers. Their two daughters, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I know they did gymnastics, and I would just about bet you they were state medalists themselves. So I can't think of any family any better to name the gymnastics / wrestling / baseball spring room after. And so I would, whatever that process is, I would ask if it's okay that I think they bring it back to us for approval, but I'd like to see that process at least started, and see if that, I think that would be, Lonnie has a consensus, that'd be okay? Okay. So maybe we could do that and start that process and bring it back for, I think, we did this with the basketball court. You remember that, or was that before you?
No.
The last time it was done, the basketball court at Ravenscroft was named after a former Newton High School basketball player who played in the Olympics. What was it, 56, I think? Yeah, something like that. It was before your time. Yes.
Matt, is that the area that they call the mezzanine or not?
No, it wouldn't be the messing, it'd be the actual wrestling room, the gymnastics room that they practice in. The actual
That's the
practice.
balcony that looks over the.
Right, yeah, there's a door, double door there that they can open up and look outside.
Is there a board policy that pertains to health?
I believe there
I
is.
think there
Is
is.
there, okay, good, we'll figure it out.
All right, so anyway, those are the two things I had, I wanted to throw those out. But anyway, thank you, everybody. I know staff, you guys have been working your tails off, we really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So with that, I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
I'm good, David. All in favor? Jen?
Aye.
There you go, 7-up. Oh, thank you. Bill Leonard.